I'll own up to it. It's my fault. I'll pay for it.
On YouTube, Rick Murphy is often seen in the middle of chaotic accident scenes. A semi-truck has overturned, a highway lane is blocked, and Rick stands beside a massive wrecker, controlling steel cables to pull a vehicle weighing tens of thousands of pounds back onto the road. The videos on Murphy's diesel have made him a familiar face to millions of viewers. But Rick's life is not only about those dramatic recoveries. Behind the late-night calls and dangerous towing jobs, there is someone quietly keeping everything together. His wife, Nikki Murphy. For more than 20 years, Nikki has been more than Rick's partner in marriage. She has also been closely involved in many of the decisions that shaped both his work and their family life. And their story is far more complicated than what viewers usually see on screen. Foundation of the relationship. From difficult beginnings to long-term commitment. Long before the YouTube audience and the growing reputation of Murphy's Diesel, the relationship between Rick Murphy and Nikki Murphy was built through years of ordinary work and steady commitment. The two met in the early 2000s, at a time when Rick was already spending most of his days around diesel trucks and mechanical equipment. His work involved repairing engines, handling heavy tools, and taking whatever jobs were available in the towing and mechanical field. The schedule was unpredictable. Some days lasted well past midnight. The income was not always stable. Nikki entered his life during that period. She quickly understood that Rick's world revolved around trucks, engines, and emergency calls from drivers stranded on highways. Instead of seeing that lifestyle as a barrier, she adapted to it. Over time, she became familiar with the routines, the risks, and the long hours that came with the industry. Their relationship developed alongside those realities, rather than pursuing separate careers or independent paths. Rick and Nikki gradually built their lives around the same goals. They married roughly 2 decades ago, long before Rick became widely known online. At the start of their marriage, there was no large company, no social media following, and no guarantee of financial stability. What they had was a shared belief that they could build something together through consistent work. That belief became even more important in 2014, when they made a decision that changed the direction of their lives. That year, Rick and Nikki launched their own towing and diesel repair business, which would later grow into Murphy's Diesel. The company did not begin with large capital or outside investors. There was no detailed long-term business plan and no safety net if the idea failed. What they had were a few pieces of equipment, industry experience, and the willingness to work longer hours than most competitors. Starting the company required immediate sacrifices to reduce expenses. The couple made an unusual choice. They moved into a toy hauler trailer. The trailer served as their home while they focused all available resources on keeping the new business alive. For nearly 3 years, Rick and Nikki lived in that trailer. The space was small and practical. It allowed them to avoid rent payments and direct their money toward equipment, maintenance, and fuel. Every financial decision during that period centered on keeping the company operational. Rick spent most of his time building a reputation in heavy-duty recovery. He accepted difficult towing jobs, including large truck recoveries that required specialized equipment and careful planning. Each successful job increased his credibility within the local trucking community. While Rick handled the physical work on the road, Nikki supported the business from behind the scenes. She organized schedules, answered incoming calls, and kept track of administrative responsibilities that many small businesses struggle to manage. Her role ensured that the company continued operating smoothly even when Rick was away at recovery sites for hours at a time. During those years, the couple's partnership became more defined. Rick focused on field operations and technical work. Nikki maintained structure, communication, and stability at the same time. Their family continued to grow. Over the years, Rick and Nikki welcomed 5 daughters into their lives. One of the daughters, Indy, has appeared occasionally in family posts and moments shared online. Raising multiple children while building a new company required constant organization. Rick's schedule often included emergency calls late at night or long recovery jobs on highways. That meant Nikki carried much of the responsibility for daily family routines. She managed school schedules, meals, and household organization, while Rick handled the demanding workload that came with towing operations. The balance was not always easy, but it allowed both the business and the family to continue moving forward. In 2023, the couple shared another major moment with their followers. Nikki announced that she was pregnant again, expecting their sixth child, another daughter. The announcement came after what she described as a difficult journey to conceive. In posts shared on social media, Nikki expressed gratitude and described the pregnancy as a moment of luck and happiness for their family. For Rick, the news represented another reminder of why the long hours and demanding work mattered. For Nikki, it highlighted the role she had maintained for years, holding the family together while the business continued to grow. Over time, the combination of shared work, financial sacrifices, and family responsibilities created a strong foundation for their relationship. The early years were not defined by comfort or stability. Instead, they were defined by persistence and cooperation. Those experiences shaped both their marriage and the company they were building. And they would later influence how Rick and Nikki handled success, pressure, and the public attention that came once Murphy's Diesel began reaching a much larger audience online. Roles of Nikki and Rick in work and family, mutual support as Murphy's Diesel grew. The daily responsibilities inside the business became more structured. Over time, the roles of Rick Murphy and Nikki Murphy naturally separated into two different areas. Rick focused on the field work. Nikki focused on keeping everything behind the scenes running. Inside the company, Nikki gradually became the main coordinator for daily operations. Most emergency towing jobs begin with a phone call. Truck drivers call after breakdowns, accidents, or mechanical failures on highways. Nikki often receives those calls first. She records the location, the type of truck, and the situation. After that, she schedules the recovery job and contacts Rick or other drivers. Her work also includes managing administrative tasks that keep the business legally and financially stable. She handles invoices, insurance paperwork, service records, and equipment documentation. These responsibilities may not appear in the videos, but they determine whether the company can operate smoothly. In addition to office work, Nikki has occasionally participated directly in recovery operations. In one situation frequently mentioned by viewers, she assisted during the recovery of a 1987 cab-over truck. While Rick handled the heavy equipment outside, Nikki helped coordinate the process and manage communication on site. Over the years, this combination of administrative control and practical involvement helped the company expand. What began as a small towing operation slowly developed into a business with 3 locations serving different areas. Nikki's ability to organize operations allowed Rick to focus on technical work and complex recoveries. While Nikki maintained the structure of the company, Rick became the public face of the operation. In the field, Rick works with large, heavy-duty wreckers designed to move vehicles that can weigh more than 40 tons. One of the machines frequently seen in videos is a large rotator tow truck, known among viewers as Hellboy. With its hydraulic boom and steel cables, the truck allows Rick to lift and reposition overturned semis, trailers, and construction equipment. These recoveries are rarely simple. Some take place on narrow highways with limited space. Others happen in poor weather or during nighttime hours when visibility is reduced. The work requires careful positioning of the truck, precise cable tension, and constant attention to safety. Although Rick appears confident in front of the camera, his work depends heavily on the support system behind him. Nikki provides that stability. She manages incoming calls, organizes the schedule, and keeps communication flowing, while Rick focuses on the recovery itself. Rick has occasionally referred to Nikki as the person who knows the full story behind the business. While viewers see the dramatic moments in YouTube videos, Nikki sees the entire process, the long hours, the financial decisions, and the planning required to keep operations moving. Her role allows Rick to concentrate on building his reputation as a reliable, heavy-duty recovery operator. That reputation eventually helped grow the audience of the Murphy's Diesel YouTube channel. The same division of responsibilities also exists inside their home. Because towing jobs can happen at any hour, Rick is often away from home for long periods. A call may come late at night or early in the morning, requiring immediate response. Some recoveries last several hours, or even most of the day. During those times, Nikki maintains the daily structure of family life. She organizes the children's schedules, manages school activities, and handles the normal routines that keep a large household functioning. With 5 daughters and a growing family, these responsibilities require constant attention. Rick's absence during emergency calls makes Nikki's role even more important. She ensures that the family environment remains stable even when Rick is dealing with demanding work situations, despite the separation of duties. The couple often shows signs of teamwork. Nikki occasionally appears in videos shared through Murphy's Diesel social media channels. These appearances usually show informal moments, small conversations, or family interactions. For viewers, those moments reveal another side of the business. Behind the heavy trucks and roadside recoveries is a partnership that depends on clear roles and mutual support. Rick handles the dangerous work on the road. Nikki maintains the structure that allows that work to continue. Together, their combined efforts keep both the company and their family moving forward. Moments of joy and romance. Everyday happiness. Although the public often sees Rick Murphy in stressful roadside recoveries, many small moments in his life with Nikki Murphy show a very different side of their relationship. Outside the heavy equipment and emergency calls, their daily life includes humor, small surprises, and family moments that keep their relationship balanced. One of the most talked about examples happened during Nikki's birthday. Rick decided to surprise her with a car she had wanted for a long time. Instead of presenting it in a formal way, he turned the moment into a joke. Rick handed Nikki $1 in cash and told her that was the official price for the vehicle. The symbolic payment made the moment playful rather than dramatic. When Nikki saw the car, her reaction was immediate. She laughed, appeared visibly shocked, and expressed excitement that the surprise had actually happened. Viewers who saw the clip described her reaction as pure happiness. The moment showed a different side of Rick. In recovery videos, he appears focused and serious, but during this surprise, he looked relaxed and amused. After more than 20 years of marriage, the gesture reflected something simple but important. Rick still looked for ways to surprise Nikki. The gift was not only about the vehicle itself. It was a reminder that their relationship continued to include moments of attention and appreciation despite busy schedules. Their playful dynamic also appears frequently on social media, on platforms like TikTok and Instagram. The couple sometimes shares informal videos that show their personalities outside the towing business. Several clips show Nikki pulling Rick into short skits or jokes during weekends. Sunday often becomes a lighter day when there are fewer recovery calls. During those moments, Nikki sometimes films short videos where she teases Rick or asks him to participate in simple jokes. In some clips, she jokingly comments that Rick looks normal today, referring to the fact that he is usually seen covered in grease or wearing work gear. Rick often reacts with mild embarrassment but goes along with the joke. His reactions are usually quiet smiles or exaggerated patience as Nikki continues filming. Other posts show them joking around in everyday situations. Nikki may ask Rick to run errands, follow her around stores, or appear briefly in a short video trend. Rick often acts as if he is tolerating the situation while Nikki laughs at his reactions. These small moments help show viewers that their relationship includes humor and casual interaction, not just work discussions or business responsibilities. They also give followers a glimpse of their personalities outside the structured environment of recovery jobs. Family life adds another layer of happiness to these everyday moments. Over the years, the couple has raised 5 daughters while building their company. Their children occasionally appear in family photos or small clips shared online. In 2023, Nikki announced that she was expecting their 6th child, another daughter. The news came after what she described as a challenging journey to conceive again. When she shared the update online, Nikki expressed gratitude and described the pregnancy as a moment of luck and happiness for the entire family. For Rick, the announcement represented another milestone after years of demanding work schedules. The family expansion reminded both of them why they continued balancing business responsibilities with home life. Between company growth, long recovery jobs, and raising multiple children, small family activities became important breaks from the pressure of work. The family sometimes spends time traveling, celebrating birthdays, or marking important milestones together. These events may not appear as dramatic as roadside recoveries or business achievements. However, they provide the balance that keeps their relationship strong. For Rick and Nikki, moments of humor, family celebrations, and simple surprises serve as reminders that their partnership is not only built on work and responsibility, it is also built on everyday happiness shared between them. Challenges and tension, risks and pressure in the relationship. Even though the partnership between Rick Murphy and Nikki Murphy often appears stable to viewers, their daily life includes moments of tension. Running a towing company while raising a large family naturally creates disagreements, stress, and unexpected risks. Some of the tension begins with ordinary business decisions. Inside Murphy's diesel, equipment purchases and operational strategies can involve large financial commitments. One example frequently mentioned by viewers involves discussions about purchasing or upgrading heavy equipment, such as a 75-ton rotator tow truck. Machines like that can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. For a growing company, the decision to invest in new equipment carries real financial consequences. Rick often focuses on the technical advantages of better machines. He sees them as tools that allow more difficult recoveries and bring in higher-value jobs. Nikki usually approaches the decision from a different angle. She looks at budgets, operating costs, and long-term financial stability. These conversations sometimes turn into short arguments. Rick may push for faster expansion. Nikki may prefer a more cautious approach. However, these disagreements rarely escalate into serious conflict. Instead, they reflect the pressure of managing a business where every decision affects employees, equipment, and family finances. In most situations, the discussions end with compromise. Rick adjusts the plan, or Nikki supports the purchase after reviewing the numbers. These small debates show how both partners contribute different perspectives to the same goal, keeping the company stable. More serious stress appears when the risks of the towing industry reach beyond the job site and affect the family directly. In February 2024, Nikki Murphy and one of the couple's daughters, Indy, were involved in a dangerous highway incident, according to accounts shared online. The situation happened during heavy fog conditions while they were traveling by vehicle. Visibility on the highway was extremely limited. At one point, their vehicle was nearly involved in a major collision. The situation ended without serious injury, but the experience left a strong impression on the family. For Rick, the event created a different kind of emotional stress. He is used to seeing accidents while working recovery jobs, but in those situations, he is the one responding to the emergency. When the danger involves his own family, he has no control over the outcome. The incident forced him to confront a difficult reality. The risks connected to highways and heavy vehicles do not only apply to his job, they can affect the people he cares about most. Another reminder came in 2025, when the family experienced mechanical trouble with an older diesel vehicle. The breakdown itself was not unusual, but it happened during a moment when they were traveling together. Situations like that may seem small compared to major accidents, yet they highlight how easily routine travel can become stressful. Events like these can create emotional tension that does not appear on camera. Rick sometimes feels frustration, knowing he cannot always protect his family from the same risks he deals with professionally. In addition to safety concerns, time pressure creates another major challenge in their relationship. The towing business operates on emergency calls. A truck may break down on a highway at midnight. A trailer may overturn during a storm. When those calls arrive, Rick must respond immediately. This means his phone can ring during family dinners, weekend gatherings, or late at night. Some recovery jobs take several hours and require Rick to remain on site until the vehicle is removed and traffic is cleared. Over time, the constant interruptions can create exhaustion. Long shifts and irregular sleep schedules contribute to physical and mental fatigue. Even someone experienced in heavy recovery work can feel burnout after years of non-stop emergency calls. For Nikki, the stress appears in a different way. Each time Rick leaves for a recovery job, she knows he may be working near moving traffic, unstable vehicles, or heavy machinery. While Rick focuses on the task itself, Nikki often waits for updates to confirm that the job finished safely. Despite these pressures, their relationship has continued functioning through cooperation. Nikki helps manage Rick's schedule when possible and ensures the business remains organized. Rick, in return, recognizes the stability Nikki provides at home and inside the company. Their ability to support each other during stressful situations has become one of the strongest elements of their partnership. Instead of allowing pressure to divide them, they treat each challenge as another problem to solve together. For a couple, managing both a demanding industry and a large family, that shared approach has proven essential to keeping their relationship steady. Current situation and future outlook. A relationship that remains strong. As of 2025 and early 2026, the partnership between Rick Murphy and Nikki Murphy appears stable both personally and professionally. The company they built together, Murphy's Diesel, has grown far beyond the small operation they started years earlier. The business now handles a steady stream of heavy-duty towing and recovery work, with multiple service locations and specialized equipment. Murphy's Diesel has become a recognizable name in the towing industry. Large truck recoveries, highway accidents, and complex equipment lifts continue to appear regularly in their online content. At the same time, the couple maintains an active presence on social media. Through YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, they continue sharing recovery operations, daily work routines, and occasional family moments. The tone of their posts remains positive and consistent with the brand they have built over the years. Publicly, there have been no clear signs of serious conflict or separation. Instead, their content continues to show cooperation between the two. Rick focuses on the recovery work and on-camera operations, while Nikki manages coordination, scheduling, and administrative responsibilities behind the scenes. For many followers, their relationship also provides an example of how couples can balance demanding work with family responsibilities. Heavy-duty recovery is not a typical 9-to-5 career. It involves unpredictable schedules, physical danger, and constant decision-making under pressure. Within that environment, Nikki has often been described by Rick as his main source of stability, while Rick handles the technical and physical side of towing operations. Nikki maintains the structure that keeps both the company and the household organized. Her work allows Rick to concentrate on difficult recoveries without worrying about administrative details. Their partnership shows how two different roles can support the same long-term goal. Rick brings